Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my God Hand Appreciation Fun Run, and this is Stage 3-3. It is entitled Shannon's Dance School, and I have a bazooka, which I've used, and I'm now trying to back up so I can throw. And it must be said, I've not looked at God Hand in a while, because I've had all these new releases to cover. The visuals in this game, wow. I love them, and they're very stylized, but you know when you've been playing all these super photorealistic new games, and you come back to good old God Hand, you really see the difference. That being said, you should never truly judge things purely based on how they look, because you're missing out on a wealth of fun as we beat up these dudes, do some backflips, and get some quick launches, and are very, very risky. I think that's a guard break, because I don't have the launch version of it yet. 2, here she comes, launcher. There's the dragon punch, she flips out, she gets mad. There's the reverse hell kick, but can't quite catch it. Another one of those guard breaks as she goes for the grab. Another backflip, not chased down. She backs away. I do that really weird looking kick, and then the reverse hell kick gets the zebra guy on us. So chain yank the zebra guy. Now we're going to do some charge prompt cancels. Am I going to try the... missed it up. I tried to do the hell kick, reverse hell kick into prompt cancel. It's very doable, but the timing can be quite tricky. So pop the God Hand, go into the standard stunning combo with some mac jabs and some spinning elbows. And we're just going to finish him off. Once again, guys, because I'm doing this no damage, some of these checkpoints can be quite brutal. I'm not the best God Hand player, and this stuff takes me a while. There's the mule kick into the DP, into a couple of punches, and another reverse hell kick, into a nice spinning Sobat, Jean-Claude Van Damme to the face, on the floor, violence between the sexes, and that is your checkpoint. So here comes an elite female with a spinny hat. That is a very lucky dragon punch just then, as we have 2 of them trying to slap us with the backhand. Here comes the standard girl combo. Counter it with a nice launcher. There's the slide. There's a reverse hell kick. How am I alive? Here she comes. No. There you go. See you later, lady. Counter hit. Slide kick to the stun. Into the spanking, maybe. Couple of max. Yeah, there we go. Slap, 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 slap. Denied, lady. There you go. A nice little bit of discipline. Watch out for that, too. That right there is incredibly annoying. She gets full armor when she does that turning move. It's one of those moves where you can counter hit it, but you really need to know your timing or you're going to take a hit, because it goes through everything. It's a very small window. But here is another interesting segment. Depending on where you go on this level will depend on if you get that spawn. It's kind of the game's way of keeping you in the action if you go a different path through the level. Here is the clown heavy guy, one of the fatties, and he's backed up with a couple of ladies. All I'm doing here is exploiting the fact that the ladies have very quick startup on those attacks when they try and close the distance, so they're running towards me trying to give me a quick slap, and I'm kicking them away with counter hits. So they go flying, he gets a nice stinger, they're back in the fray, there's another counter hit, and it works, that guys, because the kick I'm using is a little bit slow. And because it has startup, when I press it, it doesn't immediately go out there because of the startup on it. And when they start to do an attack, it counter hits. It's really good for that. And this is a really dangerous fight here. You have the dagger guy, the anemic skinny fella, and then you have the whip lady on an elite who is... The whip is just... I hate them. I've already mentioned it. I feel like it's cheating sometimes. It's one of those, when you get hit by it occasionally, it just feels like cheating. And... for the most, God Hand, everything is handled incredibly well and everything has a counter, but there are moments where I just really don't like it as I flip between the two and do some serious damage here. Get her with a nice juggle into a couple of kicks, keep that aggression on, there's the guard break, into the DP, into the mule kick, into a couple of jabs, and just miss with the ending launcher there. Pick up the gold, hear the whistles from Jean, and then be careful over here. There is an elite and there is a mandatory demon fight coming up, which really surprised me. I can't wait to get the spinning Sobat that launches, because the guard breaker one, I don't like it, it's too slow. But the launcher one is really nice. Oh, into the juggle, into reverse hell kick, beautiful stuff. There is the... I don't think that's a checkpoint either, guys, so be careful. This level's checkpoints are a little bit all over the place. So here's the standard dude. This is the guy who's going to transform into a demon. That was really scary just then. Never ever do raw sweeps unless the enemies are doing attacks, because they will oftentimes jump it and kick you if you're playing on hard. And this is of course hard, so be very careful. That was me not wanting to risk the demon because I didn't want to lose all my progress. So I do a nice counter kick, go for the prop up, go into some sidekick cancelling. Apologies to people who are not a fan, but I did not want to ruin my run. I was going a little bit too well, so I went full efficiency and murdered the demon. Not the most stylish moment from me, and here comes the obligatory God Hand to help tone up the Zebra Man, who... I don't mind the Zebra Man when he's here, I just hate him when he's in Death Shudder, because he just makes that fight awkward. And then we do the reverse hell kick prompt cancel, get out of the way of the zoom kick, and then put him down with a couple of sweet jabs. I'm going to use the rocket launcher to get rid of the door, because believe it or not folks, I've done full levels on God Hand and then got hit by doors and had to reset and do the level again. It's a very depressing fact to admit, but it's true. The doors are just OP. But they're important because a door teaches you that you can cancel animations. It also teaches you how to keep in the action while still attacking. Because a lot of first time players, when they touch God Hand, they go backwards a lot. And there's nothing wrong with going backwards. If you go on GameFAQs will tell you that backflipping is noobish and you should never do it. I don't agree with that. I just think you should understand that going backwards is not always the best case scenario. Sometimes going forwards is way more effective, but going backwards is very valid too. And you'll see me go backwards a lot, but it's always to set up a counter hit. I go backwards to do that. That's why I go backwards. I go forwards when I know I can dodge things and stay in the pocket, but for the majority of it, I enjoy going backwards to control the crowds. I don't think it reflects poorly on me as a player, I just think it's a preference thing. Not a lot of people play God Hand in a counter-hitting fashion. Some people like to stick in there and just overwhelm, but I definitely prefer to get my charge fist going, get my kicks going, and just stick out those normals and hope something connects. And it oftentimes does, because that's the beauty of God Hand. Once you realise what the enemies are going to do, and when you play on hard where they're always going to do it, they're coming for your blood, you can take advantage of just how aggressive they are, and that's why it works so beautifully. And this is a beautiful game, guys. Be under no illusion of how it looks if you're not a fan. The gameplay is what counts, and God Hand has gameplay in spades. But that's the end of the mission, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry that you can't see more of this because of the new releases, but it has to be put on the side for a while. You take care now.